for next season. The loser of this map will move on to face Red Devils just moments after this game has transpired. And they'll have to play Red Devils for that other Pro League spot.
I think, given the fact that this is, and it pains me to say this, I have to reiterate, your final day on the online broadcast here in Pro League.
Yes.
Because that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if both games go to distance through all 3 maps.
I wouldn't be shocked.
So
it's like the SI curse all over again.
But it really, you have no idea how much of how painful it is for me to say that. But tears aside.
We're getting almost identical bands.
Yep. So far, all is true, and Echo at the end would make a lot of sense. Echo, Mira, kind of, they're there.
Echo, Mira, Maestro, Clash,
I don't think
Pulse,
either team is going to pan the Maestro, and because they didn't play Pulse much, it's a very strong operator in Bang. I don't think that'll be a ban, but Echo would be at the end. So, literally a mirror of what we had just a few days ago.
That's interesting. So for a series that has been so attacker-sided, we lose a couple operators that have really been helping out on the attacking side and have really swung things in the attacker's way. Saw the Hibana for those first 6 rounds on Coastline, doing a decent job of at least poking some holes in the defense. And then banned out on Villa was Hibana. Hard breaching just didn't become a thing. But Bank will be very different than Villa in that set, where defending downstairs will be a lot easier. But we're going to start upstairs, and here comes a clash. So it looks like Team 1.
Oh, man.
And we don't know because we don't have VODs. So we don't know if this Clash ban coming out from is, wow, we really hate Clash, or wow, Team 1 are really good on Clash. But nonetheless, we're going to find out here, I imagine, real quick in this first round, whether it's Team 1 realizing, hey, they banned Clash in 2 maps in a row and finally let it through. Maybe we should give it a shot, or if this is Team 1's playbook.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll explore it together. So put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Hold them very, very tightly. Get close to the fire and sing Kumbaya as we try to figure out if this Clash thing makes sense or does it not. There are many things in store for us today.
Should be a flight attendant.
I think the hosting career is definitely aiding the whole flight attendant thing. So one day, you will see me on a random flight. Probably not Air Canada.
What's wrong with Air Canada?
Actually, nothing, because they have very good ginger ale. Speaking of which, I haven't had soda in like a month, so it's a good thing. Unlike you, from what I've heard.
Shh. Red Bull courses through my veins.
I don't think we can say that.
Energy drink.
Yes.
Energy drink courses through my veins.
Indeed. So, with that said, the dock on this sort of site makes a lot of sense, right? You have a lot of long angles you have to fight, healing up your teammates. Healing up the Clash is going to be pretty good. Making sure the Clash can just stay in the hallway and lock it down for as long as possible, really sweet. What do you trade off by having the Clash and the dock in the situation? Well, you're not going to have a castle or a pulse. Both operators would also be great. Castle to just barricade off these windows that are so easily taken away by Gi. Would give them a huge bit of line of sight all the way down into the center, at least very close to it. A lot of things that you lose out, but that's, again, your decisions and how you prepare for them. So the Thermite's going to start opening up in here. There's impact grenades to be used by the Clash, which is also an extra thing that we forgot to mention, that those impact grenades can do the work. However, it's a crouch Thermite charge and is set on the side, and as you can see, the hole has been opened up. Not as big as you'd like, so it's a really okay heckin' hole coming right up.
So you're able to penetrate into the left side of the CEO walls, but you've got Rise to contend with on the Clash, and he's continuingly being a nuisance here. You got Skyjola as well, peeking out towards Destiny on this north rappel, and Geese still out on those main lobby windows. He's going to finally get off that rappel and head in towards ATMs. It's a lot of pressure locking down any possible rotations on the side of Gaming, but we're approaching the final minute, and Rise is doing battle now with both members trying to push their way into the objective. Destiny on the Ash on the North Repel and the Thermite of PDR just outside on the balcony. Skydola will go for a dive, but it won't be successful. Gee will collect that kill. Scorpion as well onto right duct, and the flashbangs come raining in, blinding out Falls. Inside of the conference room and turning the corner with ease will be Fragile on the Maverick, leaving a 1v5 here for Lucas. As finally his fallen comrade will be collected. The rotting corpse will rest inside a conference room. The Maestro, we've seen magnificent attempts at clutches just in this matchup alone, but Destiny will stop that right in its tracks. Lucas will fall. That's Team 1 trying to bring out the clash, trying to stay top floor even with a Hibana ban. Doesn't really work out for them very well. The impact tricking unsuccessful from Rise. Team 1 surrender round number 1.
And here's what happened. Everybody from Gaming was playing in the outside, right? They never actually got into the site. The only person that did was the Maverick. Had the clash been in the hallway, that wouldn't have been possible. So the clash, sure, you have the impact grenades to use, but you can easily deal with that with the Thermite, just positioning your charge correctly. And that's something that really I have to applaud PDR for, because we don't always get the opportunity to talk about the support players, right, and how they deal with these sorts of problems. But that was a very good way of solving the major problem of how do I deal with this sort of impact trick. That's how you do it. How many times have I said, crouch down and do it? A lot of people will crouch down to the middle, but where do you usually see the impact grenade come out? All it takes is 1 damage to destroy that charge. Put it more towards the left side in that wall, and it's all good to go. Otherwise, there's really no way for the defenders to really deal with it unless they're playing from below. And there was none of that to be had. There's a huge bit of play with the clash, and the dog, and no pulse or such was available. Had the clash been allowed to play more in the hallway, would have seen a bit more of a different outcome to this round, just because the Maverick was just kind of allowed to walk and do whatever he wants and collected 3 kills without really anybody bothering him. There you go, Twitch doing the usual now, destroying Maestro cameras and nom-nomming on them like they're just baguettes. Gluten-free ones as well, so it doesn't cause that bloatiness.
Okay. Interesting.
Health tips.
You got drones coming out now in towards open areas. You've now transitioned, if you're Team 1, in towards the Teller's Archives defense, and 1 Evil Eye down, 1 Mirror down. Scorpion having a lot of success so far. Nitrocell sent out there, and I guess pure desperation from Falls. And it won't connect with anyone outside of those stock windows in the balcony. Everyone who could even be remotely in range of that still perched up on top of the roof. You've got an alibi hologram being triggered towards the front door, but now you've got Guy pressing in towards the top of square stairs. This is a good look here for Gaming. You've been able to bait out and destroy a lot of utility. Take down 1 of the only 2 Nitro cells available. You remove an Evil Eye, you remove a Mirror. You're starting to condense in onto this defense that is widespread horizontally, but Reducto will stop Guy in his tracks. Coming up square stairs, able to down off another one and finishing it off with a Deagle. There goes Scorpion on the Twitch as well. So excellent individual effort so far from Reduct. Where in the world is he going? But he's going to go for the run anyway. Detected, and finally Reduct able to land the headshot onto Destiny. Rise will take one, and now Detected going for 4 will be Reduct outside. And evacuating now, trying to pushing ATMs. PDR, nowhere to go. Man, Reduct on the Valkyrie.
Where in the world is Carmen San Valkyrie? She's detected. She's all on the outside.
Yep.
That was... It's scary when those dives come in. 2 kills collected outside, and then 1 more out to dive. Seems like Latin America and APAC both absolutely adore something called the MPX.
Hard to argue with that.
I think there is some sort of mathematical pattern that can be observed throughout these sorts of matches, my dear friend. Clash, our 6th pick here off the Jackal, or off the Vigil. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a bit.
I can't believe I haven't cast it in over a
It's been over a month now,
It's been a month. Oh man. Holy crap.
Because, yeah, what's today? The 9th now? Because we're into the morning.
I believe so. Yes,
Yep.
it is the 9th.
And you were here for April Fool's week, and then had to leave.
Up until the Friday.
So
Man, it's
Monday
been
was the first. So yeah, it's been over a month.
Though I have to say, my visa is set, which is how I'm here.
There you go. Good job.
Won't be fired yet. Always a good thing. Because, you know, being bored in the wrong place, always a great thing. Though, Rice coming in, and that's a pretty interesting mirror window there, my good friend.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the reinforcements into the loan office as well. And you got Rise playing upstairs and towards tellers. I like this.
You know how I'd like it even more? There was a castle. Castle barricade on that doorway would have been even better. But this is pretty good, I have to say. And what will yeah do? It would make a lot of sense for them to push it from this side, but oh no! A 1-to-1 trade and then a team kill. So that's a 2K for Guy, right? Technically.
I think the TK is -1 kills.
So no kills.
Yeah, he just walks away
Horrible.
at a
Didn't even
net
do
loss at the end of the day anyway, because you lose your IQ and you lose your buck.
I lose a bit of IQ as well.
Yeah, I like the response too. I like the idea from Yeah Gaming. I understand the premise. I understand what you wanted to do, which is they're sending it. They're holding top floor right now. Let's push them through garage where they have no view of. There's a lot of utility. There's a lot of reinforcement placed upstairs. Let's push garage. At the end of the day, the dock really able to hold that out well.
Exactly, and that's a great thing. We usually, and I specifically usually talk about the garage take later on in the round, where you're getting ready to move from the servers in to go for a plant, and a late round at around the 35-second mark, with usually Habana if she's not banned, or an IQ, flank down into the garage can do a lot of work, and usually it really does. In this case, it didn't, and this is all a response to the weird setup that observed on the top floor, and didn't really know how to deal with it early on, so they decided to just go for a completely different way of attack. Fortunately, the team kill really kind of shuts down their potential, and now, well, what can you do? Team 1 have top map control, they have the extra manpower, they have the clash as well, and they have an extra kill! Radok will find Guy, and now you have to really rely on Thermite to hit this. Diffuser not planted, and the C4 has been thrown up. Radok from above will fall to PDR, but he takes a lot of damage. Falls with a quick refrag as he puts himself up in harm's way, but the clash is right in front. Rosao is last man in, and he's still hunting around with that Maverick, but there's nobody here. They've all evac'd, and the clash is looking menacingly at him. Flashbang in as he drops. Nobody firing at him just yet, and Lukin will just turn around from the side of the shield and find the kill. Very well done from Team 1. And I have to say, I think tonight's main thing for defense is defense and depth. And it works very well.
I'm curious, so I like the setup from the mirrors upstairs, looking in towards Tellers and Teller's desk. I guess my quizzical point of it is that Hibon is banned, so typically you don't go and get that Teller's hatch. If you only have a Thermite, typically you're getting the CCTV hatch and the CCTV wall. It's got a weird opening in the flank through open area and is vulnerable to pushes down the south stairs. So there's definitely exploitations to be had against that kind of setup. It seems like it's positioned towards the wrong thing. It still worked out though, don't get me wrong. I'm just curious about it. I'm just theory crafting at the moment.
Yeah, take your time, enjoy it.
Just curious about what the emphasis is being placed upon there, why the emphasis is being placed on Teller's hatch. Because I don't think we've seen a successful vault drop in, I don't know how many years it's been since we've seen a vault drop
like
on Bank.
2 that worked.
Yeah, it's very few and far between.
The best one that I've seen so far that actually looked beautiful on execute was one that Obey Alliance did back in the day. True. And it was absolutely beautiful. I'm like, they bounced all the grenades at a perfect bit of timing. And then there was one mistake in where they looked, and Skies was left alone at the end.
And that's kind of what happens is, like, oh my.
What?
Reduct, okay, there goes Destiny. There goes your Capitao. Destiny's had a bad few games as well. Honestly, he's
not the luckiest man today.
No, and that's the thing. It seems like he's just getting caught off guard, and he's not really hitting his shots today. And I don't know if it's the nerves, the amount of pressure that's on this game. Reduct's going to take another engagement against Scorpion downstairs. The Twitch is pushed her way all the way in through CCTV. Should also notice, or mention anyway, that it's a staff open area defense.
With a soft wall that has actually been open for a rotation from Skylade into staff, which is unusual.
Very.
To say the least. Yeah, Gaming continuing to drone in as they find many soft walls and many rotation holes, and I wonder where Team 1 actually put up those reinforcements, because they're not really present anywhere so far, and I wonder if they have a few of them in their back pocket, as people usually do with around 3 meter by 2 meter wide bits of steel and reinforcement. I have very deep back pockets for that.
Gonna need them.
Can fit 2 of them.
Got a lot of emphasis again towards Tellers and Archive. Strong pivot point here, and for Rise, the roaming Maestro as well. Curious decision. He's been on a carousel of operators so far this game, going around between the Clash and then anything else he can really get his hands on so far through 3 rounds even. Lots of shots coming in from PDR, but not a single one will land on Defaults, who has that Nitro Cell prepped again, this time aiming in towards the printer window instead of up through kill holes onto the stock balcony. You got Skydola going for a flank as well, as the flank is being held, I believe, by Scorpion at the top of square stairs. Right deck will tag in, and Scorpion will remove the head of Rise, actually. Good peek out here from the stock balcony windows. You got 3 members upstairs for Team 1. The Vault, and right after is going to drop D to about 20 HP, and Skydola will finish it off, but rushing into the objective now. Bull rushing headstrong will be Scorpion with that F2. Everyone upstairs right now for Team 1 as they have to collapse back onto the objective and retake. And there goes Scorpion holding on the flank from the hallway on the south stairs. Reduct will fall, and now Skydola and Luca trying to retake from similar angles. An impact grenade onto the kitchen wall. He still lands that shot onto PDR, though. Beautiful work there from the Alibi. In the attempted retake here, the plant is completed. It'll be a post-plant scenario now, a 1v2 for Scorpion. He's got all the kills so far for his team in this round. He's going to have to clean it up with an ace. In behind the backhand cupboard, in behind the hatch, and now he's got pressure from both sides. The ping's coming out, can't land the shots, and the retake for Team 1 successful. They just got to find the diffuser, and they'll notice it finally. Getting that defuse, counter defuse from Luca. Beautiful retake there from the Alibi in total, and that's Team 1. A lot of emphasis topside, but it works out for them in the end.
That was a fantastic bit of smarts from Yeah, because they realized the hatches are still reinforced. So the instant they got some players off of the site itself, they just moved in. Scorpion was a very important part of that attack coming in from the archive. Everything was preset for them to plant, and it would have been successful if it weren't for those darn defenders. Because they came back in and they won gunfights that honestly Team 1 should not. They killed the Thermite that was one flank down, and then all you do is hold the other angles that are still available. But you couldn't, and the Twitch was just kind of cycling between 2 positions. And it's going to take a bit of a miracle to win it out. So at the end, Team 1 walk away with a 3-1 early on. If they can put 4 rounds on the board, that is definitely a great thing for them. We're at round number 5, so having won downstairs a couple rounds ago and open area, now they'll play CEO, and they can go back to the bottom floor again after it, if they so wish. So that probably might be their last decision for the final round of this half. And hey, work or not, I think I would see them in at least a 4-2 in this half.
Well, for Team 1, they've now played every defensive site at least once. They have won 3 out of the 4 defensive sites. The only one they haven't won is CEO, the one they now return to. So they have a possibility to win every single defensive site on bank, a feat that is not often accomplished.
Did they play Archives, right?
Yeah, round 2.
Yeah. God.
Yep, then went CEO, Teller's Archives, basement, then staff, open area. Now back to CEO. And Scorpion again on the sentry downstairs. It looks like Radex got his number so far in this game. Scorpion was on a bit of a tear last round, but ultimately could not clean it up with the ace clutch in the post-plant scenario. Pushing up the south stairs, he's got to actually spot Rayduct, and I guess just turning away at the wrong moment there for Rayduct, as he was well aware of the positioning and seemed like he was anticipating the push from Scorpion up the south stairs from the basement, but got sidetracked by something else, and that'll be a free kill for Scorpion.
A bit unfortunate, if you ask me, but still, the Clash in, and the Clash still playing inside. This is the smarts behind this also is, okay, we can have the Clash impact trade if needed, but also another one is, well, at least somebody has to shoot at her and contain her from the windows, which leaves things more open for the rest of the defenders, which is why manpower outside of the Clash is very important in this situation. But taking her out from below is always a possibility. There's no buck in play, which kind of reduces that potential. But still, there are ways of dealing with her. An exothermic charge is going to be popped, and here we go. Rise will take damage from the side and actually get taken away. So, great bit of teamwork from Gaming that now eliminate 2 crucial players from Team 1. Lucat is still holding off at the top of the stairs, but now even falls off the angle to try and fight against the rappel. Very difficult angle to use, as usually there's somebody watching, but Scagiola as well will find one. PDRN. Trade one for his own. The Mira is on her own in the site, and oh no, there you go. Gee finally be able to take down Lucat, which leaves Falls on his own with a Nitro Cell in the Mira. 42 seconds left on the clock. Diffuser still in the hands of the defenders, or the attackers, excuse me. Everything is going up Gaming.
So, Falls in a 1v3. Has surrendered a bit of site control, but could flank around utilizing this thermite charge, and at least seems like that's what PDR right now is anticipating. And now you got Scorpion taking aim from the top of the south stairs. Falls needs to hit this shot to secure his backside flank. There's a lot of shots going back and forth. The plant is going down from PDR. Oh, a good bait there with the Nitro Cell rip, but the F2 doing the damage necessary. Falls on 5 HP, has 2 more targets to find at 100. Laying prone in the midst of the objective is PDR with a rappel on the north side from Guy. You're running out of time here as a 3 armor as well, and that vault will kill you if you vault. So, Falls will have to win the shots clean to clear off the north window push, and it won't even be necessary. The Nitro Cell will soar errands, and PDR will collect the kill. It's Gaming at least bringing 1 back now. Still at a 1-round deficit, but they have the opportunity to draw even at the half.
So, drawing even at the half here on Bank is not too bad, but the rotation should be down to the basement. Teller's office, archives, though. Huh. That's curious. It is really curious. So, one thing I want to highlight, though, from Team 1's play is that even though they were, when they played the open area, and even when they played the basement, they had a lot of emphasis on the floor above it. And it was always very well done. So, in that context, which is always very important to understanding these sorts of things, it makes a lot of sense for them to also play this site, because they've been pretty good at just holding in from the top floor, right? So, given that they have an alibi, they have Legion and Maestro as well, allows them to play all of these. Valkyrie will give them extra information, and having the Mira as anchor on the site alongside a Maestro potentially might help, but a lot of those Evil Eyes are going to be pretty important. And then you'll understand why the Twitch is being brought up all the time. Well, now those Evil Eyes are very weak to Twitch, and it's really tough for Evil Eyes to survive throughout the whole round nowadays. It requires more creativity from the Maestro instead of just, I will just put them whatever I want and good luck taking them out. So in general, a lot of information that can be gathered using the Goo Mines, using the Black Eyes and the Evil Eyes, and also if you can count the Alibi and that Mira, it's just total information game. to make sure that you can pick off your opponents one by one, really reduce their manpower before they even get close to the site, and take control of the top floor really gives you more of an advantage later on in the round. More time goes away, the more you can really try to bounce back.
Last time around on this objective, it was Ray ducked with a 3K of his own with the Valkyrie, getting a little brazen near the end on the vault out through those north windows, but hey, at the end of the day, got the job done. And he set off the fireworks very early with those first 2 picks out towards the stock balcony. Still have Scorpion going in for this entry into the basement round after round after round, and has got to be getting predictable at this point. And here comes Rayduck waiting for the push. Hopefully he won't get sidetracked once again, as he does have a nice little rotation / kill hole here. He's getting a little antsy here, as the hatch above him will now be opened up, I'm imagining, by a teammate, considering he doesn't have a bullet in the back of his head.
No, actually,
yeah.
That was a teammate. Yes, very good.
Well, Rise will take down for Zhao before being immediately traded by Scorpion again by the south stairs. Just not enough pressure and no purview for Rayduct.
Falls solo, actually, in the open area here. He's got that same mirror window as we saw before. Not popped just yet. FAMAS, or the Twitch serves that double purpose in this situation, or triple purpose with the frag power, but Destiny will find the kill on Scadiola. This will force Rayduck back on the site to use the mirror window and the soft wall next to it, actually, to deal with his opponents. There's been a lot of firepower in play, and the Thermite won't play as big of a role in this round as he usually does when attacking into Teller's Archives, but Rayduck is in the bomb here on A. Nobody's pushing in just yet. Droning time for Yeah Gaming, and they should be gathering information before pushing in. They have the man advantage, and Rayduck going in for a bit of a cheeky peek, which will find nothing on the other side of it, except for errant bullets. Falls will find one on Scorpion, though. Just trying to equalize the numbers. Will be successful.
A bit of a time crunch here if you're Yak Gaming. You're running out of time, running out of resources, and you need to clamp down onto the objective, but you still have a roamer to worry about. That's Falls, the roaming Mira, looking to press out of open area. Has this kill hole opened up and a rotation hole opened up into the side of the Teller's wall. Looks like Guy is well aware of this, though, taking aim in towards the open area door, but again, time ticking away. 13 seconds left, and Yak Gaming need to push in for the objective. That's Rayduck taking down Guy in tandem with Falls, as now PDR will fall in the trade. It's now Destiny alone. Inside of the objective with no diffuser. He's able to take down Lukid, but there's no time on the clock. And will strike midnight, as that's Yeah Gaming losing another round. It's a 4-2 lead this time for Team 1 heading into the half. Not as even as Villa, not as dominant as Coastline. Just a nice middle ground.
Not too shabby. Round number 7, 4-2, as I predicted.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. We'll see if this continues to a 7-2, which is, incidentally, the victory that was able to grab against Loki in their semifinals. So Loki, this might not be their greatest game. You know,
God damn.
Loki, they have to work a bit harder. You know, just a bit. One of the few tangents of the evening, I have to say. We've been keeping it kind of under wraps for a while.
Yep.
I'm trying to fathom the whole GOAT thing that a lot of North American players and people and fans that have been using very much, quite a bit, very recently. And I understand that it means the greatest of all time.
Yep.
If everybody's the greatest of all time,
then
nobody
is
is
the greatest of all time.
So I think, I don't know if you would like to join me on this, but for me, it's just, can we stop overusing it?
Please.
We agree.
Yeah.
That's something.
It'll be like, someone will say on Twitter, it'll be like, oh, this person is such a GOAT player. And I'm like, you...
What?
What? Greatest of all time. Very singular adjectives. But you're putting it in a class of people. You're making a thing that's meant for one person, a class of people.
The GOATs.
That's... You... Stop. Stop.
Flynn's the GOAT, isn't he?
I mean...
You hate me for that.
I do. A lot.
Not just for that.
Just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That tangent aside, I think we have agreed on something for once. Lukid will move into the main lobby. And you'll see the Maestro actually moving up to hold on to the angle from Garage. Nobody moving in against them just yet here. Of course, we have switched sides, so it's Gaming on this side. The defense, Scagiola opening in to have a bit of a wider angle to lock down anybody that tries to dive out of the main blue stairs here, and Scorpion is indeed doing so. Usually you see the Clash alongside an Ella or someone like that playing here. Not really the Pulse, but as long as nobody pushes Skylight or destroys the hatch, then you're free to go. And the instant they hear the hatch is being opened up, that's when the Pulse falls back. Very smart. You wasted time. You didn't lose anybody. And the Pulse is still alive. He'll play in the Gold Vault. Overall, really, really well done. Excellently done. Because that's how you waste time efficiently without sacrificing manpower or being too forward in your locations.
I really like this Valkyrie camera from Guy that's spotting out the Valkyrie of Rise, trying to punch open some holes into this hallway hatch. You've also got PDR trying to contest this, which is rather brazen, but it could bear some fruit after a while. And the Mute Jammers from Destiny at the bottom of the stairwell as well, trying to obscure the vision of the drones maneuvering down, but Rise still able to spot out two members at the base of the stairwell, regardless. He's got to dart back and forth between droning and pushing open and breaching open this hatch with a blowtorch. It's going to take a lot longer than typical with a Hibana charge or a Thermite charge, but nonetheless, still doable. Capitao, telltale signs of that para will ring out, and that'll be very worrisome if you're Destiny playing inside this red hall. The only member really close enough to do a whole lot of plant denial. You've also got Fragile playing inside of lockers. And there go these fixating bolts, and Destiny chunked apart. You've also got Scorpion on the calls, but Destiny down on about 20 HP. He's going to have to back off down to about 10 HP now, taking more splash damage from an explosive. Sounds like it was the frag grenade of the Buck. Now pushing down the main stairs. Ooh, almost a great reactionary shot there from Rise and the Maverick, but it's a volley now from Gaming 4. And now finally a response here from Lukid, but there's no time left. No diffuser in hand. He'll collect his one kill for the stat pad and push into Locker's pistol in hand. There's not a lot here. And he'll twist and turn and collect nothing else. It's Team 1 surrendering the first round on their attacking set. A game that has been rather attacker-sided through 3 maps. Now on bank where things seem to be equalizing towards the defense.
4-3. Still can swing either way. So right now, how many rounds are left? We're starting off with round number 8 of a maximum 12 in regular time, right?
Yep.
So we only have 5 rounds, a maximum of 8 in total. You win the majority of those, you're good to go. You're in Pro League. It's that close. It really is. And for players in this situation, the mountain of stress that they're overcoming or trying to overcome, it's so tough to go through it. And they're really trying, and you can see it specifically on this map. They're really going at it. Trading blows, trading punches. There can only be 1, maybe 2. At the end, who knows? That really depends on our second matchup of the evening. Because remember, we have 2 best of 3. It's a second. Will be the loser of said matchup, the one that we're in right now between Team 1 and Gaming, playing against Red Devils. So the potential is there. Pain Gaming, of course, being relegated away from Pro League, being in that 8th auto-relegation position. Highly debated, but let's not get into that. And Gage just setting up his reinforcements. So far, there's nothing too special. No castle being played, no pulse. It's just, and there no clash either, which is something that we saw quite a bit with Team 1 unsuccessfully.
Yeah, the top floor clash really not paying dividends. We saw the clash elsewhere from Rise on sites like Tyler's Archives with that mirror setup from Elevator Hallway. There goes a Twitch drone that we get to witness from the default camera. He is still utilizing that to the best advantage before swapping over to the black eye now. It's a different mindset here for Gaming. They seem to be more content with taking, I guess, head-on fights rather than trying to provide some stall factor with the clash. You've also got quite the main lobby presence right now from Team 1. Scorpion going for a run out as well towards those north lobby windows, and 2 members now down below the spiral stairwell, and a frag grenade comes soaring up and will take almost all the life out of Destiny. He's down to about 20 HP and has to retreat to safety. No Doc to heal him back up. The reset won't do anything nowadays. Luca taking a lot of damage from Guy from that MPX, raining Hellfire from above, but no one able to land a lethal blow yet. We equalize still at a 5v5 here, in time on the side of the defenders. Ooh, there goes the Maestro of Destiny, already low on HP, exposing himself in, and it'll be Luca to collect the kill. Team 1 going for a full lobby push, and there's not a lot of resistance here from Gaming.
Have to be very careful with this assault here. The smoke is going to throw out his canisters, try and distract his opponents, but the Mira in the meantime is just watching in behind her window. Make sure that nobody moves in uncontested from the front entrance by the stairs. Of course, PDR Lemire on that job. The drone comes in and not taken away, unfortunately. The bullets will rattle off and hit the metal bar. They have a drone for rotation later on, but Guy will get taken away now with the C4 off. There's still one more available. Not sure how many sets of smokes the smoke himself still has, but Rayduct will actually dive into the site, and Lucan will find the kill. A long angle for him to play. Rayduct with one more in a 5v1 now. It's Scorpion all on his own. He says, get over here, and he finds the kill with the player holding on to the diffuser by the stairs, but the buck comes in from behind to clean things up, and that's Skydola. Or Skadiola. Skydola is more of a Russian name. Skadiola works more for Portuguese. So I wonder what it means. Is Jenna in chat? What does Skadiola mean? Thank you very much.
Yep. So it's yet another CEO defense that's unsuccessful. That's 0 for 3 today on bank. CEO just not favoring the defense, which is weird, to say the least. CEO is typically more defender-sided, but it's iffy. I don't know.
Kind of a mixed bag, yes. So the graphic really highlighting things so far. Rounds where everybody was killed, or one just off of kills, or ones that have the skull on them, ones with the... A bomb is basically just because, well, there was a plant down and the timer went off. One that just has a clock on it means that, well, or a pocket watch in this situation, which meant that there was no time left. So
that's also a thing that's changed a lot, is the focus in this specific map in comparison to the last two on both Coastline and Villa. Don't think we got many plants down on Villa either. Well, there were a couple.
There were. In this case, there was only one, at least here on Bank, there was only one round that was that had the diffuser planted and was diffused by defenders. That was the open area assault.
You saw the rounds on Bank that have also ended on time as well.
There was one, yes.
It's a variance in comparison to just the fragging fest that was Coastline and Villa.
So in that timeline that you saw, a bomb in showing the bomb in blue means that the defense was able to defuse or destroy the diffuser, disable it.
Yep.
Whatever you want to say. And if it's obviously in orange for the attacker side, it means that, well, they were able to destroy the site off of time on the diffuser itself. So there it is. That's it. Team 1 will take their sweet time right now, just setting up, making sure that there's nobody around them. And yeah, actually, are not really contesting, but they're bringing the castle. And those barricades can do quite a bit of work. There's no Ash in play, but these barricades can actually work against the defenders in a weird way. Having the Capitao with his most recent change and buff, it allows you for not as much damage as he used to do, but much wider area of effect. And that AoE is just massive when you don't have much room to maneuver. Falls will find one kill and doesn't even need his crossbow bolts. That's the first kill on the castle. The site now is open at least from one flank.
That was Fragile inside of the elevator on the main floor. Just, yeesh. Free fire and giving away his position, and Falls isn't going to miss that shot apparently through the wall. So, garnering an opening now in towards the elevator main hallway. This is almost identical to what Gaming were bringing when they were attacking staff and open area themselves, which was ignore the top floor for the most part, although there's a little more emphasis from the side of Team 1 in this attacking round. But bully their way into the objective and force the defenders to retake. Falls look like another body, though, onto the count. Skydola as well, so now everyone falling. Almost identical situation here. Guy will be dropped as well on the floor. He'll have to be revived. He'll be finished off by Lukid. Hits a 1v5 for Scorpion as the plant's going down. A beautiful shot onto Skydola upstairs, but the plant will be successful. And 2 looking skyward up to that hatch. He's able to drop Lukid to 1, but he's on 5 himself. Maneuvering in towards those south stairs. There's not a lot here. As the plant has gone down, everyone's looking up towards the hatch. You still have a lot of utility left as well. All it would take is one zap from a Twitch drone, but it'll be the F2 to clean it up regardless. It is match point. It's series point. It's Pro League point. And Guy kind of jumped the gun there. Game's not over yet. Oh, he crashed. Never mind.
All right. Well, we're waiting on the call rehost from our admins. And once that, there you go, it has been set. So we'll go back, we will rehost and see if things change. The momentum kind of gets killed there.
Yeah.
Some people abuse that. Let's not dig too deep into it.
Yep.
Some people don't. So I won't argue one way or the other.
Just
roll with the punches.
6-3 game. We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
No.
6-3 game on Bang. It's match point, series point.
Yep.
For Team 1 here, you have the opportunity to, I guess, not choke.
Go to Pro League.
Yeah, go to Pro League. Don't choke. You're up on match point, series point right now in this series. And you won the first game on Coastline really decisively. You had the advantage on Villa as well, heading into the defense, having won 3 attacking rounds. Like, everything so far in this best-of-3 series has gone Team 1's way, but Gaming have been remarkably intrepid and resilient in every single facet. Coastline,
no problem.
Forget about that. But if you go and look at Villa, if you go and look at Bank so far, the resiliency and just the bounce back from Gaming in a lot of those scenarios has been pretty impressive to watch so far. There's been some unfortunate circumstances and some really weird rounds, but hey, they look like they can at least hang with Team 1. The real question will be if they aren't victorious in at least 3 consecutive rounds to force overtime and then 2 out of 3 in overtime to secure themselves the Pro League spot. Will they be able to hang with Red Devils? Sorry, VNX and crew. VNX and friends.
All right.
Tell me that's not a fair assessment.
That's actually a pretty fair assessment, given the fact that they're in 7th place. So. And
they were in 4th place at the half.
Yes, they actually were very.
0-7.
Yes. We'll touch up on Red Devils later on.
True.
They have their own. Yes, they have their own story to kind of go through and explain if you have been away for the past 14 play days and many weeks in between. That's like
6 months. Well, not even.
No, because you count. There was like 3 to 4 weeks to in and around Invitational. Yeah, you're looking at something like 20 weeks.
Yeah, it's been about 5 months.
It's a lot.
Because the season was supposed to start like right after Rio, a couple weeks after Rio.
Yeah, and I remember flying
for a month and a half.
Yeah, I remember flying back the instant I got my visa to come here and cast that week before going to Christmas break, and then being told, yeah, actually it was moved literally as I landed.
It's tough. Yeah, then Super Month happened. So the actual season has been condensed a little bit than what it usually is, because it is a 6-month season.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to keep doing that.
I wonder too. I hope not. Smile.
That's not a smile. Well, at this point, we can start calling it Super Year.
Yes. Definitely Super Year. Smile.
Takes a lot of super people to go through that. Super people in production teams, super people in league operations, and super casters. Which in this case, I only mean Intero and Kicks.
Exactly.
And super audience, actually. It's a very good one. Thank you very much, Mr. Producer. Because if it weren't for the audience watching through all of these and really surviving through this whole time with us, it just wouldn't be the same, would it?
Yeah. It really is surviving. Super Month is just surviving. It's so hard to keep track of everything, just as a viewer, let alone a caster.
I remember Invitational watching the qualifiers, and as we're doing our own crunch time of that in that moment with our condensed month in January, and I went back home, and I think the video is still somewhere, where it's literally me sitting in my couch, turning on the TV, and there's like 8 streams that are live in different languages, all trying to watch the EU qualifiers, and I'm like, this cacophony of voices kind of hits me. I'm like, well, there's me trying to do my homework as a caster.
Good luck. You've only got... See, here's the problem. You've got 150 hours of VODs to watch, but you only have 4 hours to do it. So, good luck.
Yeah.
Sort your life out.
In 4 hours, if you do it on your own, you can do like a couple matches in 4 hours. If you stream it, oh, it's impossible. 4 hours is like 2
One
best
map.
of ones. 2 best of ones if they're not long. If they're like 7-3s, you can go through that. But more often than not, you have to pick and choose, and that's why you, more often than not, will have to watch the games live to know what's going on, or at least have watched some of those games live to kind of prepare yourself for it later and predict. But more often than not, also, and I would keep using that sentence for just a bit more, you need to sleep to be ready for the next show and prepare the next day. Yeah. We're just waiting in the meantime for our players to be back, and then we can continue with the match. And once that's done, we can actually get in.
Yeah. We're just
That's why we're
fixing
kind of
things.
going off and talking about...
Oh, yeah, we're talking about everything and anything.
talking about our lives.
Yeah.
Which, I think I do cool things. No? Who knows? You know what's important?
What's important?
And a bit of wholesomeness. What's important is that what you do is important for you. If that's the case... What do you mean? What are you looking... Are you trying to understand what
I
it
was
means?
trying to understand what you just said.
What's important is that...
I smell toast. Burning toast. It's not good.
What's important is that what you're doing on your day-to-day basis in terms of work or hobbies or whatever is important to you. Because in that case, it makes you happy. And being happy is very important.
Welcome to Life Lessons with
Dude,
Kassan.
I was away for a month because I had to be away for a month. Otherwise, I literally would not be allowed to go back into the continent. But I took a bit of a wholesomeness break in the meantime. It's a brand new Millis that needs an entire new wardrobe. Smile.
Smile.
As my bank account smiles.
Yeah, credit card's not happy, but
Otherwise, everything's good. With that said, we're actually going to get into the game. We're just going to make sure that all the settings are set up correctly, and then we can dive right in. Because this might just be a one-round affair.
yeah, it could have been all for...
It could be a 2-minute
round.
thing, which actually, incidentally, is the name of certain... No, I'm not going to say that.
Don't. I knew exactly where you were going with it. Don't. No, honey. No.
All right, dear.
No.
Taragoy. Oh, man.
All right.
So, it seems like everything's set.
Nailed it.
And then we'll be good to go. It's 6-3 so far, by the way. Up for Team 1, who are still on their attacking side because they have switched. They started off on defense. So here we are.
Yep. That's where we are. We're going downstairs in the defense here. Math. Yeah. Math.
All right. This is Game's best shot, right?
Yep.
This site can work pretty well. We saw the clash actually being played before by Team 1 here, very effectively. Not being played by So it's more like a not gaming. Pulse being played. I wonder if they're going to still run the Pulse by Blue Stairs and then have them fall back later on and just play inside a Gold Vault, which makes a lot of sense, obviously. You want to peel off, but the instant there's some pressure being put on the Skylight hatch, that's the moment for you to kind of skedaddle out of it.
Looks like Gaming are well aware of this garage push as well. So we've got an Evil Eye placed down there. No more Twitch. So looks like Scott's not going to be playing on the Twitch anymore. Going back to the Buck, C8. Very wary of either the top floor objective or back to staff open area. They could have gone because they lost that before the rehost.
I think they were probably expecting this Team 1. That's why you see the 2 Heart Breachers that are played that will be perfect for this site, right? You always want to play the Maverick plus the Thermite, but it seems like they were really focusing on the push through to Garage. And, this is not going to be an easy one with the amount of information that's given them. Oh no, scratch that. Luca just turns around and finds the kill, and now the Maestro camera's down. Just moves in immediately and actually uses the drone from the top. Oh, this is for a lot of people an unusual, how do you say, like a drone hole to use, to drop your drone into that position. So very smartly done. Team 1 now in control with the Maestro down. There's not much that can be done against it, and is this going to turn into a vault drop? It would make sense at this when you have control of the stairs, you have control of the main lobby itself, and also you have control of garage. So everything is going your way. You're not just blindly diving in with no control of the garage, with more often than not actually will be a position where your opponents are going to be kind of roaming around. But you will have to deal with players in the vault itself. The exothermic charge is already being used. The Thermite, though, falls back to more of a long-range support kind of role, or maybe flashing in before an assault. We'll see how things are being timed by Team 1 if they actually have spotted the pulse in the back.
The one thing I don't like about using the Thermite charge instead of the Maverick onto that Teller's Hatch is it really telegraphs where you want to go. Looks like Key was thinking about rotating in through the red vault hallway, trying to come back and hold off the angle in towards Garage, but it's unsuccessful. A drop from Raydoc will also be unsuccessful. Scorpion will remove his head for him. Rushing through, and Fragile and Destiny both on 1 HP, but down inside a server will be Rise. In behind the CCTV desk and taking fire now is Lukid. He's looking down the red hallway once again. Frag grenade could be utilized here with no Jaeger in play, but you got a man bleeding out in 35 seconds. You got to recover the diffuser. Luca will take down Scorpion. For Zhao and Destiny, both very low on HP, as those SAS brothers and Falls will finally clean up for Zhao. Destiny still prone in behind the desk. Here's the crawling of Rise, but he won't spring up to try and collect the kill. Guy contending with asphyxiating bolts. Skydola will lock that down, so Guy will fall. Destiny last man alive as well. The rehost, all for naught, as Team 1 will now be promoted to Pro League. Welcome for Season 10.
Welcome to Season 10 indeed. So we'll get to see this roster. Maybe with some changes, who knows? But definitely in Pro League for Season 10. I'm excited to see what the fresh new blood has to offer when fighting against those big teams. Very scary in Latin America so far. We saw the fight between the top 5 even to try and get all the way to Milan. And, well, at the end, FaZe on Immortals, they do it again. Liquid so close yet so far. Same for NIP, at least better than what happened during the qualifications for Rio last year, where very infamously NIP just barely saved themselves from relegation positions. That was kind of a last-minute dash to try and get themselves out of that location, and they did pretty well. Unfortunately, DreamHack Rio was canceled.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see anybody playing there. Kix wanted to actually go and watch the event.
Yeah. He was going to go as a spectator, and then
didn't really work out.
I mean, he still went on vacation, but
yeah,
just
that was good.
Couldn't go to the event.
Yeah, you go around, you spend time with your SO. It's always a good thing. It kind of relaxes you, puts you back into the real mood. Good on you.
Well, that's our first best of 3 in the books. That's Team 1 qualifying themselves for Pro League for Season 10.
But huge but here. It's not over for Gaming.
No, they still have one more game to play, and it'll be against the 7th seed at the end of Season 9 of Latin American Pro League, which happened to be Red Devils. The team that started out rather respectively in the first half in the 4th seed at the midway point of the season.
Yep.
They were above FaZe, and yet it was a tale of 2 different halves between the two of them. FaZe goes 7-0 and lock in the #1 seed in Latin America. Red Devils go 0-7.
That's the reversal.
That's not good. In case you weren't aware.
This is why you're an analyst. Even though he does more play-by-play than...
Yeah. Words are difficult. Nice sneeze, bud.
Thank you very much.
Real
well
proud of
said.
you.
So, with that said, one day I'll have you on the analyst desk, and we'll see what you have to say. Well, they done good.
Yep.
I'm pretty excited to hear what you have to say. Though,
They did the thing and the stuff, and then they did the other thing.
and it worked.
Yeah.
Or it didn't. If you're talking about the other team. So, Team 1 qualifies.
Yes.
Yeah, Gaming still have to fight for their spot. Anything specific that you can kind of learn from this matchup that we just had?
So it seems like for Yeah Gaming, they have a wonderful player in PDR. He looks really good. The rest of the team kind of needs to jump up and help. For Red Devils, it needs to not be VNX and friends. So we got a bit of a tale of two similar teams here. You got PDR leading one squad, you got VNX leading the other. Who's going to have the better supporting cast? You also will most likely give preferential treatment to the Pro League team, considering they've been there for a whole season.
Yep.
Granted, going 0-7 in Pro League
And they did come from CL last season.
kind of levels the scales a little bit, but you never know. Yeah Gaming looked better in Villa in Bank than they did on Coastline. I imagine we never see Coastline again coming out of them, at least for the foreseeable future. But we have a much deeper wealth of knowledge on Red Devils and as far as their maps and how they play.
Yeah, we'll dig deeper into that as we come back from our break, but we actually have around a half-hour break before we come back for the matchup to allow Yeah Gaming to kind of at least rest and breathe and have a bite and go to the bathroom and then be ready for their matchup, kind of reset their mind before they go into it, because this was very much a long game. I wish them the best of luck, but Red Devils versus Yeah Gaming coming up in just a few minutes.